many boxes have you got filled with ephemera, cutouts, fussy cuts, journal cards, etc., 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 etc.? Well, no fear, I've got the answer. So stay tuned. Hello. I'm so thrilled that you have decided to join me on my new crafting channel. So welcome to Jan's Crafty Chills and Frills. I love both. I do think on my first video I should introduce the cameraman, my husband Bob. Where did he go? Well, he's like he disappeared. Bob, where are you?
Hey, babe.
You can't.
I have that effect on him. I don't understand it.
You can't wear that on. You can't wear that on a video. You can't wear that on a video.
Are you threatening to delete me? I'm already on the video.
So let me show you the one I've made for me. Now, when you talk about stuffed, this thing is stuffed. And as you can see, I've got a lot of stuff in here. And I've learned an awful lot of lessons along the way, because there are much better ways of using your book than the way I did this one. The thing is, I did make a lot of mistakes, but I'm going to show you a better way of making my book ephemera. I got the idea, well, if I put the pockets in like this, so I thought it'd be good for this, although, you know, we kind of like that. It would have worked either way. I'm going to take some of the pages out, so anyway, and I'm going to show you how I did this on the sewing machine as well. But as you can see, I get closer to this. Of course, I'm in the beginning, but it's not going to really affect as much because I can lay it flat and I can get in there. I can sew in there. So this is the way to do it. Just take it away. This page is coming off. That's okay. We'll put them over with my other pages. We'll take them off. And you take your cover off and then put all your pockets in. And I'm going to show you what you do. I did 4 pages. That's too thick. 4 pages is way too thick, because what happens, you see how wonky this is? It's not as bad as when you do just 2 pages. This is 4 pages. It makes it really thick, which is good, but it makes it really hard. I mean, you can't stitch it in, not once you got the book in. And so you end up having to do a really heavy glue instead of just using PVA or tacky glue or something like that, which would be fine. So, but I had to use the fiber tack. And then, after I did that, I had to get clips and clip it because it would pop up from the, you know, the pocket would pop up. So I had to clip them down to hold them down. Anyway, this is 2 pages and it's plenty thick enough. And so you want to start with, I would just remove 4 pages. But now this is going to be how much you put in it, okay? If you don't plan on stuffing it like I've stuffed my first one, then 4 pages is perfectly fine. You just don't want to damage. You got to do probably one at a time would be best. Now you're not going to sell this or anything like that, but you could sell them, make them and sell them. And if you do, you got to really pretty it up a bit. Get all that fuzzy stuff off. Let's see, I'll be using these for in my books, these pages. So they're going to have the writing on it, so it'll be all right. And then you just glue 2 pages. But like I said, that would be fine. You've got a space there, and you can put stuff in it. But after you get about halfway, test it out. And if it looks like you need to take more off, or you could also go ahead and stuff it with how you're going to stuff it, and then see for yourself how much you want to take off. How many pages you want to take out. I'm going to go to the sewing machine and show you how much easier it is to stitch this in as opposed to a book. And I will show you first where I try to stitch that in. Now, I also want to show you this. You can use acetate. You can use vinyl. This vinyl is for covering shelves, but it works for this. And I like using clear. Let me see if I've got one. I'll show you it, because it's probably in with my sewing machine. Yeah, it's probably in there. You see this vinyl. Let me take this off. This vinyl. I'll have a link down below for acetate and this vinyl. It's got all kinds of different designs. This one has stars in it, but they've got other designs inside it. It's not on the outside, it's inside. And it works well. But now you can't do, and I did this one, just this one. I did the vinyl on both sides, very hard to stitch. I had a really hard time because my sewing machine didn't move. So I had to physically move it. And I would drop my feed dogs if you want to do it. If you want to do it that way and just move it yourself like you're doing free motion quilting. But this one I hand stitched. I do not suggest you do that. I really don't suggest you hand stitch at all. Because not the vinyl, it's really hard. You can do these other materials, paper, you can hand stitch that. If you choose to do that, if you want the stitch look and you don't have a sewing machine, you can hand stitch it. It's really easy to do. But the acetate is easier to hand stitch than the vinyl. I'll tell you that, it's thinner. But I wouldn't hand stitch either one. It's just so hard on your fingers. So if you're going to hand stitch, stick with paper or this, I like this, it's stretchy. So we're off to the sewing machine. Okay, the easiest way is to glue them in. Just like this. I just put some glue in and glued these. Now these are a little bit long. I'm going to cut them off after they dry because I don't want to get wet glue on my scissors. Let me see, they're a little bit too long. But I'll cut them off after I finish. But if you want to sew them, I'm going to show you. They are so hard to sew with the cover on. And we're just going to do right off here. I'm going to try to go. I'm going to do a couple of pages. Let me see if I can back off some. Oh. Now in the beginning, it's not as bad as it gets further in. but I'm going to show you some. It's nice to have these clips when you're doing it, if you want to try to do it like this. And see, I can get a little closer here. I got to turn this on and drop my foot. That's because I am so, that's the very first page, and I'm doing 2 pages. Now I need to go back. But as you can see, and I'm off already from the line I started, when you need a better view. You see this? This is the screw that holds the needle in. So because of that, I can only get so close. If I got any closer, it'd put a hole in the, or maybe even damage my. It may even damage the cover. I don't want to do that. So that's just the first. Oh, I thought I cut it. I didn't. Now I'm going to show you, I'm going to go in a little further. And I'm not even going to try on this. It's just too much of a pain. How am I going to do this now? I'm filming this on Easter, so happy Easter. You're not going to watch it because I ain't putting it up till tomorrow, so. Anyway, I hope you had a happy Easter. Now, this is the deal. That's as far over as I can get. You see where that is? Let me put it. Get something you can see. See that better? Now going this way. Well, there is another way. And I'm even going like this. What a pain. Even going like this. Now you might be able to get it in here. Just turning it around. I mean, I'm going to go over to this side. I can't even get it any further than that. So the other way to do it, if you just want that sewn look, let's do this side. I just want you to see it better. And you can do a zigzag stitch. This particular machine I don't have. This is a quilting machine, and it only has straight, it only goes forward and back. You'll do better because you ain't got a camera in the way. I got a camera right up against my left arm. Now, look how better that looks. See the stitching on it? You can, and then you just glue it down. And that's how you do sew when the book has a cover. Now I'm going to show you when the book doesn't have a cover. Now you can see I told you I glued these, right? Well, I'm gonna go in 4 or 5 pages. We'll do it right here. I got another one of these. We don't have a cover here. You see how I'm able to fold that back? It still isn't as easy as just stitching it and gluing it. And once you get a stitch in it, it's not going to be bad. If I just like having, you can actually go ahead and glue this in if you want. Now on this side, this is the screw that actually holds the foot on, and now it's in the way, but we're going to see how close we can get. Well, the screw doesn't hurt, it doesn't bother it. It's this part, can you see? This right here, that little bitty thing right there is up against. It's just like no matter which way you do it, it's going to be a pain. But this is so much easier. So the easiest way, like I said, is just gluing, stitching your cards, and then gluing them in. I can't get right in front of it, so it's not going to be as straight as it would if I didn't have that camera right there. And the camera is, oh, I don't know, it's 8 inches from the so, okay. It's right on the edge, but I got it in. Let me back this out. And you can see okay, so let's wrap this up. You can glue them, stitch them, but I gotta say one thing. When you glue them, if you want to do vinyl or acetate or any kind of plastic like this, which is wonderful because you can see what is in. I'll show you here. As you can see with these, and you could take them up like that and just peek. You can see what you have inside. And some other things you can see. I'm going to show you what that is, this material, in a later video where I show you how to utilize some things that you're just going to have around the house. But see, when you have things like this, you can't see. However, this, which is, or you can use this, which is organza, but there's a lot of different sheer fabrics. Yeah, or organza's one, but there's linen and lace, and my mind just went blank. Chiffon. There's many of them. Just go and find some at your fabric store or stores that sell fabric, like Walmart. And you're sure to find some that you like. And you don't, just get a quarter of a yard of each and you'll have enough. See, I've got some there. And I've got lace here. So, more lace. This is a see-through fabric. And here, this is a quilt I put together in my remnants. That's another thing. Use remnants. Another see-through material. Now this is too thick because I made it out of a pocket where it's got about 10 or 15 layers. Pockets in this one little thing. But if you just take old patterns, you can get them. Goodwill, thrift stores. They're all over the place. You can buy them online. Very cheap. And as you can see, when you do them, one or two, this is just one. I would do at least two. I'm going to show you how you can see two. There you go. So that's 2 layers. So just use pattern material and glue it on. It stitches on very well as like that. Things that you have made these, I made a bunch of these pockets. And I have just put the pockets in like that. And I just glued it on. There's a pocket in the back, but it doesn't. It's supposed to be like an envelope. So I guess you're wondering what I'm going to do with all these pages, and I've got a bunch more that I pull out. Well, that's the next video. So if you want to find out, keep watching. Now let's move on to the giveaway. Once a month I'm giving a journal away. And I'm not talking about just going and buying a journal. It's going to be a handmade journal. It's going to be well made, and it's going to be beautiful. And in a couple of weeks, you'll see me make this journal. I have not made the journal for this month yet, but you will watch every month me make the journal that I'm giving away. So subscribe, like, and share. And as a matter of fact, to win the journal, the requirements are for you to subscribe, like, and share, because come on, it's a lot of work to do a journal, especially the ones I'm going to be making. And I got to get something out of it for myself. So subscribe, like, and share. And the winner, the person who has did the most comments throughout the entire month, will win the journal. Now, you cannot do 15 comments on one video. It will count as one. So don't even waste your time doing it. So the most you can have is the amount of videos that I've done that month. Please share and tell your friends, because there's going to be some amazing things upcoming on this channel. So you're going to want to keep watching. Bye for now.